Welcome back. It's time to see how Phalang did on the biz wheel. Mike?
Well, please don't throw anything at me. But for marketing, I've given you a red. Now, I understand it's not your vocation, but as small business owners, there's so many aspects of the job that we have to do even if we don't love them. On the sales side, once again, it's a red. Unfortunately, there's no planning, there's no strategy, but the good news is it's all up from here.
Okay, Thane.
Often small businesses take financial body blows from competition entering the market. So the way to beat that from a financial perspective, enforce your competitive advantage. You didn't do that, Makgabo, so unfortunately I'm going to score you a red on finance. But good news, dream start to the business as far as the administration is concerned, but no adaptation to meet changing circumstances, changing business. Orange for you there, Makgabo.
Okay, then it's red, 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 orange. Comments?
Andile, harsh as it may sound, for Phalang Plant and Tool Hire to grow, consultants need to come in, and obviously the truth will follow. So far, I feel like I'm the lucky one. I'm happy.
Wow, that's fantastic. Wonderful. That's a great start to this thing. Right now, all businesses are facing a challenging economy, and at some point, all businesses have to face new competition. Once a business finds itself in a dip, how do they stay positive and get themselves back to where they should be?
Andelia, it's about getting back to basics. Let's understand, this tough economy is here for a while. Competition will come and go. It's all in your hands, and it's how you prepare to look at your own business. Small businesses go through cycles, and I call this particular cycle I'm about to show you the wave. What it does is it shows you where the business is at the moment and allows you to identify that and what you can do to get out of it. It all starts off in the beginning when you have an idea. You're sitting there, you think to yourself, I want to have a hire company. From the idea, we get to the early days. The early days are exciting. Business is flying, you're phoning all your friends all the time. But a little while after that, you enter something known as a celebration, and I also call that the PAYE stage. And that stands for planes, automobiles, yachts, etc. Because you go and buy all the stuff you shouldn't be buying, spending money that you haven't yet got, celebrating success that isn't yet there, and then from there, the first signs of trouble. Business starts falling off, someone takes you to the CCMA, a client cancels a big contract, and you realize this is not quite as easy as you thought it was going to be. From there, you enter what I call the dip, and that's where it feels like I'm drowning. And that's maybe a little bit of where you find in your business right now. But what happens is a little bit after that, you enter a point called the decision. That's where a small business has to make really hard decisions. For some of them, it's actually to get out of the industry altogether. For other, it's to look for more markets, to look at their finances. Any decision you make that'll help your business. Once you've made that decision, that's when the real hard work starts. That's everything you did in the beginning without any of the excitement, real hard graft, getting things in place, getting systems in place. But the good news is, after that, that's where the real reward comes. That's where you watch your business grow, you feel fantastic inside you. But one last bit of warning, this is a wave. And it comes back time and time again. Sometimes in an annual cycle, sometimes every few years. Good small businesses are able to identify when they're already in the dip or on their way down to the dip, make the decision really quickly and get their businesses flying again. Take a look at things like your branding. Can you up your game there? Can you improve that little man? Can we maybe put a smile on his face, make him look more positive? Take a look at your presentation. Is it perfect? Is it exactly what you wanted to say? And then have a look at that website. Your website really does need some work.
Good businesses need solid administrative support. Some formalities that I'd like you to review, Makgabo, is your employment contracts. In the beginning, they were fine, but life has changed. So can I suggest you review those employment contracts? The other thing that I think needs a lot of work is your terms and conditions of your hiring of your equipment. Some clauses there are a little bit confusing. So go and see an attorney, let him make the contract watertight to protect yourself, your equipment, and your rights.
Another thing you need to do while you're sitting in the dip is a self-analysis exercise. Try and put yourself in the mind of the customer. Simple exercise. Take a big piece of paper, on it write there, I don't hire from Phalang because. And then write all the things you can think of. For example, they can't find us. They're battling with our parking. All those sort of things. Then take another piece of paper and say, if we did the following, they would no longer think this. But it's so important that you can put yourself into the mind of your customer.
It might be useful to take time to understand the market, Thane?
Yeah, and now that you know why people aren't buying from you, maybe you also need to find out why people are buying from the competition. I believe small businesses have 4 advantages over big business. Number one, you can be flexible. By the time you put out a blitz promotion on hiring your equipment, the big boys are still deciding on what to do and getting approval from head office. You also have the ability to personalize your service to your customers and clients. Get to know their names, get to know their birth dates, all those kind of things. Flexibility in small business is huge. So why do you have to hire equipment for a day? You can change that. Maybe you can hire the equipment for half a day. Just remember to charge 2/3 of the price. The last thing you need to remember is that you don't have to compete on price. You can also compete on delivery and quality of service.
And funding is always a challenge, particularly for a business like this.
You know, Andile, the important thing when it comes to funding is you don't have to borrow money unnecessarily. So you have to identify why you need it, buy the correct plant and equipment, and make sure that that plant and equipment works for you. Now, very often small business owners think, it's all about credit worthiness and I have to have a good credit record. Those are very important things. But financial institutions also look at other factors. What is your contribution to the business? You have to suffer some risk in case the business has a problem. You also have to bring to the party an ability to make the business profitable and viable. Also, your cash flow needs to be able to support not only your existing expenses, but also the new funding expense that you have.
That's a lot of great advice.
Andile.
Yeah?
Just one more thing. I was looking at your website. I came across your vision and mission statement. Vision and mission statements are so last century. What you need is something called a statement of inspiration. Something that puts it out there, what you do, and inspires yourself, your customers, your staff. Let's have a go at yours. How about every customer leaves happy? Just a simple word. Now, I'd like to challenge all the small business owners. Write theirs, tweet about it, or post it on the website.
Trust Mike to have the final say, but let me find out what you think. All this great advice, what do you make of it?
With every minute, I feel more luckier, Andile. And now my business spirit is revived. If you'll excuse me, I think I've got a lot of ideas to go and implement back home.
Oh my goodness. This is one business owner who's going to take it all home and make it work. Can't wait to see what happens, yeah? One of the questions that Thane is asked most often at Nedbank business management seminars is, where can I get a business plan? Now, Thane, please point us all in the right direction.
I've learned over the years that is a trick question, Andile. Because as soon as I tell the delegates, you can find a business plan by going to business advisors, by going to accountants, by even going to government agencies and development corporations, they say, no, Thane, where can I get an example of a business plan? That's a different question. So what I'd suggest you do is you go onto the website, your favorite search engine, type in how to write a business plan. You'll find a lot of information there. Also, your favorite bookstore will have books on writing business plans, and that's where you need to go to get a business plan.
Thank you, Thane. Well, when we come back, we'll meet the editor of Plant Magazine and get his insights on the plant and equipment hire industry in South Africa. So don't go away.